بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. Now inshallah part 3 of the book of Essentials of Islam, chapter number 2. We're still in Salat, performing the wudu. Once we've performed the wudu, there are things that we've said do break your wudu, and these things include anything that comes out of your private part, be it the front or the back, nullifies or breaks the wudu. Anything that comes out of it, whether it's urine, anything that comes back out of your front passage or the back passage, nullifies the wudu, it breaks the wudu. So the next thing is the second thing that breaks the wudu is if you lose your control of your intellect during sleep or otherwise. If you sleep, then your wudu is gone. Even if it was for 2 minutes, if you are asleep, you have fallen asleep and you did not know where you are, then your wudu, that way it is gone. Otherwise, unless if that sleep is while sitting down with one seat firmly fixed on the ground, sitting with both of your legs crossed over to each other and you're firmly seated to the ground, it is said that way it prevents anything coming out from your backside. Then that way, that sleep, even if you are to sleep, it will not break your wudu. And also this will include losing your intellect, including coma, including if you fainted even for 2 minutes, if you are drunk or any of these things, then will break. Once you lose the control of your brain or the intellect, then your wudu, it is gone, because you do not know anything could have come out of your front or back. You have no idea, then your wudu breaks. And one of the things that also break the wudu is touching the front or back of a human being with your palm of the hand. If you touch somebody's private area with your front of the hand, the palm of the hand, then the wudu also breaks. That way you do not have wudu. And also, in this, it includes touching of the private parts using your hands, whether you are cleaning your child, with the front part of the hand, the palm of the hand and the inside of the fingers. If you touch your front part or the back passage if with your hand, or if you are cleaning your child, then your wudu is nullified, is broken. You cannot use that wudu to pray. And also, what breaks a wudu is touching of the skin of the adult male by an unrelated female. A male or unrelated female, or vice versa, without any barrier. If there was a barrier, somebody was to touch your hand with salam and you are wearing a gloves, then that wudu, you can still continue to pray with it. But if there's no any kind of barrier, then your wudu is broken. We've said skin to skin contact of the non-mahram, someone that you can marry, will break your wudu. Someone you cannot marry, someone you can marry will break your wudu automatically. But if your mother was to touch you, or if a small child was to touch you, or if your own sister was to touch you, then that wudu will not break. And also, what does not break a wudu is touching the nails and hair and the teeth do not nullify the wudu. So just to repeat and conclude again, things that break the wudu are anything coming out from the private part, front or back. Secondly, losing your intellect through sleep, either or coma or you've gone unconscious, and except for those who are seated firmly on the ground with their legs crossed over, and also touching private parts of a human being, front or back, with your front palm of the hand, whether that person is a child or is an older person, whether male or female, even if it's a dead person. And also what breaks the wudu in the madhab of Imam Shafi'i is skin to skin contact of a male and female. Both of them are adults. If a small child was to touch you, it doesn't break a wudu, even if they are a girl who have not reached the age of puberty. But if there is a barrier in between, if they were to touch you, then it doesn't break your wudu. And also now, for your salat to be valid, depends on certain things. One of them is to understand and to know that the time of salat has reached. To make ijtihad, if you did not have time, you did not have a watch, you do not know, to make every intention, every effort to make sure that the time of salat has reached. And there are things that can indicate or tell us how, inshallah, we'll learn them later. If salat that is prayed with any prayer, it is prayed with doubts, that is it time, is it not time, is it time, then that prayer, it is not a valid prayer. You must have made every effort to know that this is the time of salat. If it is prayed that you do not know the time, then it is not valid. And also the awareness of Qibla, to make every effort to face the direction of Al-Kaaba. If you do not know, you will try your very best to face the Al-Kaaba, Al-Qibla. And also, one of the important things is covering your awra with a permitted clean cloth. Covering your private part, the part of the body. For males, it is between the navel or the belly button to the under the knees. Female, it is the whole body except the hands, the palms. I mean, the hands from the wrist onwards till and the whole face. The two hands and the face only. That is the awra. And also the fourth thing that is a must, that the salat depends for it to be valid, it is the removal of impurity from the clothes, the body, and the place of prayer. To make sure that your body is clean, your clothes is, by clean we know in fiqh is tahara. To make sure that the clothes are clean clothes, your body does not have any najis, it is clean. The place that where you are praying, it is also clean, and it is also necessary to pray the salat standing up if you are able to do it. Salat performed, there is no reason why one should not perform salat. Even if you are not well, even if you are at your deathbed, as long as your brain is with you, you know what is happening around you, you must perform the salat. You must always perform it while you are standing if you can. If you cannot, you should be seated. If you cannot, you should sleep and perform your salat while sleeping. If you cannot, then you should perform it with your eyes. The actions, you should just perform it with your eyes. If you cannot do that, even with your heart, there is no reason or excuses of leaving salat. Brothers, inshallah, salat is the key to Jannah. Salat is what the Prophet ﷺ used to insist that we pray it on his prescribed time, and then that is the time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants the salat to be prayed. Make sure the salat is the key to success. The salat is the key to earn the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The salat is the key, it brings you close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All your difficulties, all your problems will be sorted through salat. And also, salat keeps you away from bad things. So inshallah, performing salat will bring you close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will bring love in your heart. Perform the salat and understanding the salat itself, it is a must. طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم والمسلمة. In searching knowledge, it is a fard. It is an obligation for every Muslim, male or female. And the Prophet ﷺ said, من سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما, whoever was to follow a way, in that way he is seeking knowledge, that way will guide him to Jannah. And also in these books of fiqh, the Prophet ﷺ said, من يرد الله به خيرا يفقهه في الدين. For those Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want blessing, want guidance, want to give them Jannah, the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guide them through understanding of deen well, so that they can perform their a'mals with knowledge, so that it can be accepted. Any a'mals performed without knowledge, those a'mals will not be accepted, because even if a pilot was to be riding the plane without any knowledge, you are not called a pilot, you will cause an accident. Even if you are driving a car and you've never driven the car and you do not know anything to do with it, therefore you will cause an accident. It is the same with salat. You have to perform it, understanding how to do it, how it is done. And the Prophet ﷺ said, "Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli." Pray the way you have been taught by me how to pray. So inshallah, slowly we'll learn the very basics and the essentials of the salat, and we'll move to the most important things also. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sallam.